right. We're going.
Are we live?
We're so live.
No way.
Dude, today, okay, I know all you people who hate on me for yawning all the time. This is about to be the yawn fest of the century.
It is a late episode.
It is 9/11. And, and, bro, it's been a long day. This is my second shoot of the day.
I literally just got out of my work clothes like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. I was trying to get, so basically we usually shoot at like 7:40 p.m. And, bro, what are you doing?
Sorry, I was totally looking at apartments.
Mid-podcast. Bro's closing out tabs. So, usually we shoot at like 7:40 p.m.
Dude, do you remember like when it was summer, we would shoot in the mornings? Like,
oh, so nice.
Unbelievable.
But soon, it'll be back to that. We can shoot in the mornings.
I mean, we're
Given
still
you want to
working in
wake
the
up.
summer. Do you not work in the summer?
I do, but like Friday mornings, Saturday mornings.
Yeah, Skylar's gonna go be a teacher, so she'll have summers off, and I'm like, unbelievable. But
That is kind of crim. You're gonna.
I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Teaching. Yeah, I
I was
remember.
like, I'm too invested in the corporate world at this point that I can't.
Yeah, you can't really go back once you start teaching.
Yeah, and if you start where we are, it's like we would be taking pay cuts, and I was like, it's just not.
Well, yeah. I mean, any teacher's taking a pay cut. I feel like if you
I love
transition.
Skylar's like not gonna be making horrible money for like way more than. I guess I went to private school, and private school teachers get paid way worse
Yeah,
than
it's
public school,
horrible.
but it was more than I thought they were.
Wait, so what age group is she teaching now?
Middle school. Ooh. Well, because originally she wanted to do elementary, and then she's like, I really don't want to sing songs every day and like paint. But
Is that what they do these days?
I don't know.
When I was in elementary, we like talked about the weather,
I just remember like
water cycles.
I don't really remember doing much besides like crafts. And,
Okay,
like, recess.
all right, we gotta get into that. There's been so much new camera news today.
How what's like the youngest you think someone like could start photography, like kindergarten?
Age 8 or 9 probably.
Can you imagine like for their kids like
It's like a
8th
9-year-old
birthday,
with
like,
a 70 to
yeah,
200,
just an insane
like a 1DX.
an FX3 for no reason.
Okay, the Sony glazing recently, insane.
What do you mean?
On TikTok, bro. Like, people are literally, I don't know, people keep complaining like the economic status of the world. Then why are you buying an FX3?
That's valid.
Like,
did
genuinely.
you see the person that was like, it was like, yeah, I spent like so much money on my 2 Sony bodies, but I have like terrible lenses, and I'm like, so you've missed the point entirely.
Exactly. Like, lenses are key. I shot some reels for work this week, and they were like, why these look like movies? And I'm like, bro, it's the lenses.
Yeah.
Like, we are literally using just like good lenses, and
But
it's
like no
turning out
one really
amazingly.
I feel like when people are starting out, like you don't realize it, and you're like, oh, I just need like the best body.
Oh, not at all.
And like obviously like if you're an intermediate photographer, you know that's not true, but like you forget like how unobvious that was at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, there's speaking of bodies, there's a couple bodies that we're gonna dive into today.
Dude, I have not seen these yet.
Bro,
I've seen one. I did some
insane.
research into the RED, but
So personally, as you know, I'm a hater of Super 35 sensors and like crop sensors. Like, I'm just not interested in buying them. But check out the new Canon camera. It's called the PowerShot V1.
a PowerShot.
Yeah, it's a Canon PowerShot. So in the year
V1?
2025, yeah, they're dropping. Okay, yeah, go on B&H or something or see the specs.
It's
so-
not. Yeah.
So it shoots. This is very important. Listen to this, because I don't think you're gonna grasp this unless you're looking at me. It shoots the same settings as our R6s.
Shut up.
422, 10-bit, 4K, C-Log 3
Just a smaller
for video.
smaller megapixel.
Smaller? No, not really though.
We have 24. They're 22.
But what's the sensor size?
Probably APS-C.
So that's the thing. It's not even that small of a sensor, I'm sure.
What is it?
I think it's like an inch wide sensor. Oh, 1.4 type. So that's the only thing. But like the lens, what lens do we got? 16 to 50.
So they just like combined the M50 and the R6. and they're,
Yes,
like
which is
PowerShot.
goated. If I were to
Is it though?
No, if I were to pick up a camera, you could fit that thing in your pocket so easily.
Oh, for like a travel camera, but like, this is not like a like.
No.
Revolutionary.
Not to compete.
But even if you're starting, like I wouldn't
But
recommend.
image stabilization, all of the
So, like,
subject tracking,
For your run and gun like vlog camera, it would be nice.
base ISO of 800, 10-bit color. Like, dude, if you need a run and gun camera
That
to
is-
make
yeah.
vlogs on, this is the peak you can get. You can color grade the heck out of this thing.
Is it R lenses, RF lenses?
Well, no. It's a fixed point and shoot.
So it's like my Leica.
Yes, it's like
It's
your
like
Leica
powered.
Deluxe.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Now you want to see fixed lenses. Go to scroll down and go to the RV. Up. Just up a little bit. Right there. EOS RV. Okay. Here's all the stuff.
What?
So I know we're Canon glazers.
What
out
is
the wazoo.
that?
That is the V10 or something. That thing's insane. So like they're just dropping like these creator packs.
Okay.
Look at this. So this is you can get into the RF lineup so easily now. Has C-Log 3. Like it literally has everything you need. So praise God, because so many people are underestimating the power of C-Log 3 and like
That's
422.
insane.
But you guys who are on your
the
so
R50V.
cheap, so freaking cheap.
That's the same price as a T7i.
Yeah, it's like a what, a Super 35 sensor.
Yeah.
Hit the show more button. So like, oh my gosh, APS-C 20. So this is an SL2,
Yeah.
but with S-Log 3.
Which is wild.
What more could you ask for in the
That's
year 2025?
That is crazy.
Like I would pick one of these up.
And SL3 is probably the same price.
Full HD at 120, 4K up to well
60,
technically
yeah.
you can do 4K 60 with a crop, but 4K 24 it even does that, or 4K 30.
Dude,
Has C-Log 3, false color, and zebras in body.
that's unbelievable. I'm so curious. I have to know what a SL3 goes for.
SL3, I think they're like $400 or $600.
I was thinking 600, which would make it the same price as that.
Even more.
B&H is selling it
that,
for 7.
that is with a lens.
with a lens, so just body
so
is okay.
450.
But
So
still,
about $450.
like
so
a $200 difference.
The officially Canon, like all you people who have been hating on Canon's pricing, all you people who've been hating on Canon's availabilities, all of that is out the window.
Yeah, I mean,
we have fully incorporated into mirrorless now. Look at this. This is the same menu
okay,
system.
the only thing you can still hate on Canon for is like they're still not good third-party lenses yet.
No. But they're getting to that point, and there's budget options for the RF mount. Like,
Kind of,
dude,
it's getting there.
no, I picked out 3 lenses: the 28 2.8, the 50
Sigma
RF.
from where?
They're not L series, from Canon.
Oh,
Yeah, the 28 2.8, the 85 f2, and like the 50 mil
Okay.
1.8. All goated lenses. They're all like under $400.
That's nice.
So like you can't. I feel like there's no case now. And like all of our comments today, bro, I gotta pull them up because people were genuinely making sense for once now.
I don't know. We're still gonna have to do an episode where we literally do like a chart, like play by play of like the different Canon options available and the different Sonys. Someone commented the other day, they're like, I started on Nikon, I'll never switch. And I was like, and you are the minority of the minority. Like there's never been a minority in the entire world than a Nikon shooter who like is stuck in their ways.
No, there has. All Nikon shooters are stuck in their ways. 'Cause
Really?
they're all old heads.
I know so many Nikon people that are switching to Sony.
Well, everyone and their mom is switching to Sony. I don't know why.
It's valid.
Everyone admits that the RAWs are horrible to edit.
Yeah, they're not fun.
Why on earth would you want to do that? Why would you make like the worst part of your job, which is editing, why would you make it worse?
I don't know if that's the worst part of the job.
Dude, what?
Culling is the worst part of your job.
Everyone knows that.
Culling
We've been over this.
sucks.
Also, bro, TikTok, y'all be wildin', dude. It's actually insane. Okay, how do I see our comments? Because there's been some wild...
Well, so I saw the other day someone switched from Sony to Canon, and I was like, that was the first time I've ever seen someone switch the other way.
All right, let's see. Oh my gosh. Was a Nikon fanboy, sold everything, spent $20K in Canon gear. Worth the investment. This guy says, I used Nikon from 2012, all good. Then I got the Z6 II, so I switched to Sony because I wanted a camera that could actually focus.
Valid.
This one got me good. This was an hour ago. A dude, so I was making fun of micro four thirds sensors,
Yeah.
which, listen, I listen to y'all's comments. I try and be humble, do the research.
Dude, no, but people were like, how can you like hate on micro four thirds when it's good in drone cameras? Like, obviously, we're not talking about in drone cameras. Like, it's great for drone cameras.
No one cares. Also, screw your drone, dude. No one cares. You get a DJI Avata too. Like,
no, the Avata sucks.
Moo, what do you
I would
have?
never- I have
Oh,
an
the
FPV.
DJI FPV.
Yeah, I think
Bro, what? You were hating on the DJI FPV. You saying the
FPV sucks too. I wouldn't get a DJI drone.
Okay,
I would get it.
all right,
off.
whatever.
Okay,
but listen to this. So as I was hating on micro four thirds, and I was doing my research, we get a comment an hour ago. Because I called Micro Four Thirds users a loser, or like bracketed everyone into loserville, and he said, "Happy loser with Parkinson's over here. The stability on Olympus and Lumix wins big time, and it's well worth it in my shaky heads."
Dude, the amount of people that were like, Lumix is so great. Is Lumix Panasonic? Or
Yeah,
are they
it's the
different?
same thing.
Okay. I think that might be worse than Nikon to me, respectfully. And,
No, way worse.
And like, it's not even that like it's
No,
the brand.
and it's the same
It's
demographic.
It's the users, dude. Like the users are the most annoying. Like, image stabilization so important.
Bro, hold your camera steady.
Unbelievable.
Okay, to that one guy who commented who has Parkinson's, great.
Valid.
You
Actually,
win.
That's kind of valid.
You win. Take your shaky hands, go make some great work, because we know you can. But everyone else, what are we doing? Like, why on earth? My whole thing is, everyone who shoots Panasonic and Lumix are like wedding shooters who just don't want to use a gimbal or a
they're just
Steadicam.
lazy.
No,
They just don't want to have to like hold their hands.
they're also shooting in the dark. So why would you want a Micro Four Thirds sensor?
Yes, because you didn't get as much light in there
at all.
That's unbelievable.
And like you're shooting on a 1.8 lens. Cool. Nothing's going to be in focus and it's going to be a tiny image.
Valid.
Great. So now you have negative background blur that you're compensating by having a 1.8 lens. Now nothing's in focus. Plus you can't even see your screen because it's so tiny.
And your colors might be worse than Sony's.
Well, I don't even know about that. I don't want to get into that conversation because people are flaming us.
No, I'm going to be honest. So we had a shoot. And we used 4 different cameras. I had to balance Lumix, Sony, Canon, and Fuji. The hardest one to match to the others was hands down Lumix. Was not even close.
And so he had to go in and do it all backwards. So
I basically matched it all to the Sony because like Sony was like the hardest to change, I guess. But then Lumix was the hardest to change to look like Sony. But
Sony was the hardest to change?
to make Sony and Canon look the same, it was almost impossible.
Oh, that is near impossible. Yeah, I will say. We did get cooked in the comments earlier today because someone did say, and you know what I hate about TikTok is this woke agenda that they're running of folding comments.
What?
Do you not? Oh, you don't see it probably because I undo it. So basically, if anyone hates on you, it folds up the comment.
Oh, you hide it?
Yeah, it hides them.
Unbelievable.
So no one can see them.
That's
Bro,
okay.
let them hear. Let the
them
people hear. Let them see that we're in the wrong.
Dude, if they had been hiding Jason Momoa's photographer's comments, it would have ruined the meme.
We would have never, like, Flint and Steel, my boy, like Minecraft movie. So
it comes out April 4th. We're going to have to go.
We might have to go see it just to support our biggest fan. So essentially, it folds all the comments. And we got one today, and it was like, can't believe you guys are talking about skin tones when your footage looks like that. And I responded, I said, hey, listen, it's not our footage. We just look like that. Because in reality, we kind of have a bad lighting setup.
We were literally using 2 GVM lights.
Yeah, and if you know anything about GVM, that thing will turn you green.
I didn't realize how much it makes you green until I did a comparison with Amaran. I was like, holy cow, it is
They must
bad.
have used GVM lights on Wicked because they had that
100%.
lady looking mad green.
100%.
I will say, if you have like jaundice or something, just buy GVM lights because it'll balance out the oranges in your skin. So if you ever have yellowy skin and you need,
I mean that's like what you get when you buy affordable lights. Like, I mean, they get the job done.
Granted, how long have you had these things? Like 3-4 years?
Something like that.
I mean, they've gotten you through some tough times.
Yeah, like the diffusers probably aren't white anymore. They're just yellow.
Okay, back into the camera body conversation because we're on a roll and we're gonna eat through our hour real quick today. So the RED Komodo.
Okay.
What were you googling?
That.
Oh, okay. You just spelled it completely wrong.
Well, yeah.
The RED Komodo. So basically, the appeal of RED to me was RF mount.
It is I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So they dropped the RF model from they dropped it $2,000 from like 6,000 or something to like 3,000. And granted,
dang, everyone's always like, I have a RED, I'm so good, but apparently it's not even that expensive.
Apparently not. But here's the thing: look at the specs. Trash.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
R5C is better?
Yes, R5C is better. So their codecs, absolute booty.
Yeah, that's
like, what on earth?
Yeah, like it would low-key, I would rather have an R5C.
Yeah,
Or
like you're so
FX3
limited on
low-key.
codecs. I mean, granted, you can get real 4K or whatever, but you're also, look at your sensor size. What are we on? We're on Super 35.
That's tiny.
Well, that's for it doesn't matter for video.
Oh.
That doesn't matter at all. but like you're only getting 40 FPS at the highest rate, and that's only 6K.
Yeah, I'm just, to me that's not really worth it.
Uninterested when you can get 8K 60 raw light on an R5C for the same price. And look at what you're getting here. I get RED. I don't know what
I feel like you're just paying for the name at that point.
You are paying for the name because you don't get a single whopping thing. You don't get an SD card. You don't get batteries. You don't get any
You
SDI.
get like one SDI slot.
You can't even turn the camera on out of the box. Meanwhile, Canon R5C, you open that thing up straight from Best Buy. You plug it in, you're ready to go.
I mean,
battery probably comes charged too.
It also comes with the half-size fan that you'll need to keep it from overheating.
But that's all right. We'll allow it. But this entire thing is
It's a fan, yeah,
bro.
you're right.
Who even cares? It's a box. You need like $4,000 handles.
I'm not gonna lie. Like at that
it.
point, you're just playing. Like you're paying for like the name, and like it's not worth.
So we're gonna have to have some RED users on the podcast because I know a couple.
Well, I used to think I wanted a RED, and now I'm low-key
Me
like
too.
I don't think I do.
After watching MKBHD for
I mean,
so
mind
long,
you, if it's like one of the $60,000 ones, like okay, we'll talk. But
well, yeah, like they have like the, I don't know what it's called, something with an X at the end. It's like just look up the most expensive RED cameras. Is it the V Raptor X? That thing, unholy. Like $51,000.
yeah, for the
Yeah, pull that one up.
it's a Raptor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the V Raptor XL. So even then, you're only getting 8K.
Yeah.
And what is it on? Super 35? Where do you see that? It does come with CF Express 2 terabyte card. Oh, that's a reader. Tough. So
Alas.
once again with RED,
it is a beast though.
that is a
chunky monkey.
monster. But at that point, might as well get a Sony Venice and adapt it to PL.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
Would you get the Venice over the Burano?
I think so. I don't know. I don't really pull up the specs on the Venice versus the Burano because here's our thing with this is becoming the ultimate nerd podcast now that we are activating the laptop. Morgan, what do you need? Did you lose scissors?
Oh, the Venice has got to be way better.
They're in my camera bag right there.
Yeah, so the it's basically
Okay. Yeah, the Venice.
I don't know. The Burano does 8K.
No,
The Venice
so
does
here's
6K.
the thing. It's sensor size. So I think Burano V2 though has like a full frame 8K crop or something. Let's see. I don't understand really the difference. So I think you're on full frame 8.6K.
That's nice.
16 stops to dynamic range. IBIS, which is kind of weird. E and PL mount. So that's just the absolute goat in terms
Wait,
of
it's a cinema camera with IBIS?
yeah, which is kind of whack.
That's
Pull up the
weird.
Venice. B&H. Go to the spec sheet. Okay, Venice. What are we on? I think this is just an unholy sensor. I don't even know. Does it even say?
It's a. I don't even think. Yeah, it's so good. We don't even. need to
Yeah,
tell
it's
you.
just a, like absolutely.
But comparison price, it is like
Yeah,
$25,000 more.
See it
so.
in there. I don't even know. Whoever shot on the Venice, we need to have you on so we can understand your ways. But I mean, come on, the Burano V2 update. That's what I was talking about. Oh, full frame.
yeah.
There we go. And basic okay.
Yeah,
So
for Super
you have
35.
to like unlock it to shoot full frame. So that's the thing. So we would go Burano.
Yeah.
Because the Burano V2 thing, it has like an 8K full frame crop, and it's like absurd.
Dude, I also I love like the adaptation of our channel where it's like it started by just hating on Sony and now it's like
Okay, well this is a completely different animal, dude.
100%.
This is up there competing with ARRI cameras.
But it's funny because like I just look at like that first reel, the one that went big for us really was the Bigma lens.
Yeah.
which the comments had nothing to do with the Bigma lens.
exactly.
It's just like
it was just hating on
Canon
us,
hate and like Sony defense.
which is fine.
But now it's like we just made one, and now it's like all of these Sony gearheads like Sony's so great, and I love Sony, and you know.
That was a really good voice. Is that what Sony sounds like?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Sony's so great, and I just love Sony.
Sony. I love Sony.
Yeah. Here's my thing. It's like the glazing is just insane. Like, what are we talking about here, y'all?
Yeah.
You have to edit for hours. No wonder you hate your job. No wonder you aren't getting any clients. You can't turn over your footage fast enough because you have to hand correct the log curve. Like, what even is S-Log3 Cine? No. Sucks.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
It's so bad. Have you ever worked with it?
I wonder though. Also, like maybe it's easier to like grade if you're using DaVinci. Like maybe every Sony shooter uses DaVinci. You know?
And I'm poor. I use DaVinci.
No, I'm curious. Like, do Sony shooters usually use DaVinci, or are they on Premiere too? Because I used to be on DaVinci and I loved it, and then I switched.
I
to
don't know.
Premiere.
Well, it seems like everyone who shoots Sony wants to just use the worst option possible.
I feel like
so
they want to make
DaVinci.
life harder, so they're probably using the node-based software to
Yeah.
make everything as difficult
Instead
as
of doing
possible.
layers where you can just slap stuff all over the place, they use nodes where you have to like spend 40 hours just doing a training manual.
Because right, if you were making a movie, you wouldn't use nodes; you'd use layers, right?
No, it depends.
And
A lot of people do a base grade in Premiere and then go in and tweak, like add grain, add some halation stuff in DaVinci.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's where you get like crazy artifacting, and you just have to be so careful because a lot of people are like, "Oh well, I love my 12,800 ISO base ISO, my dual native, so that I can minimize the amount of grain." But then they go in DaVinci and add like 40% grain with like size 3 pixels. Like what are you doing?
That is
Like
yeah.
if you're turning your grain up to like 7 pixels per square, come on. And then you're like, what's the point? You're on a Super 35 sensor. You only have 10 pixels to work with.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, but you gotta admit that PowerShot though.
No, that was.
If you didn't
it was
have that
juicy.
Leica Deluxe,
Yeah, it would be intriguing. Which I paid, not really. Similar.
Granted, you
it,
paid,
Leica was
like-
cheaper, but
oh, Leica was way cheaper. But at the same time, you're not getting gradable footage.
yeah, yeah, really, because the Leica, I'm not getting any video from that.
Oh, at
It's
all.
just-
You can only shoot what, a 4 gigabyte card?
Like 2.
2
It's
gigabytes?
crazy. Yeah, so it's. I mean, it's an old one, but I get like 88 photos. It's crazy.
Devious. That makes you shoot like an actual film buff.
That's what I do like about it. And like, yeah, the sensor size though, it's tiny. It's like a 1. It's less than a micro.
like a
Four Thirds.
1.4
Yeah.
inch. That's what the PowerShot
No,
has.
maybe smaller than that.
Mm. But here's the thing. For all those girlies out there looking for the G7X Mark III and they can't find it because they're sold out there, honestly, if you're trying to vlog, dude, the new PowerShot V1, that is the way to go. Because one day when you grow up and learn how to color grade, yeah, you're gonna be real happy when you go back and all your footage is S-Log 342 10-bit.
100%.
That is game changing. Bro's googling his camera.
I don't know. It's.
Do you ever? So, as a chronic non-researcher, are you the kind of guy who goes back and you're like, "Oh, I just bought this. Time to go look up some reviews for it." All the reviews are like, "This ruined my life." Like, this Steadicam gave me cancer. Like, what?
I did a lot of research on my Steadicam.
Did you? It took like 3 days for you to decide to buy it. That's
Yeah.
not a lot of research.
Well, it was like I'd done a ton of reviews, watched so many videos. Building it, can we talk about how hard that was to build, though? Oh,
but I will
my
say,
gosh.
you go to that script, bro. I'm blessing you. You're gonna have to be my cam op because about half the shots
It's
in that
all
script are Steadicam.
Perfect.
So it'll be good.
Well, we're gonna have to do an episode with Mr. Merriman because he's gonna help me get better at running Steadicam.
Okay, good. But you finally got it worked out to where.
Yeah, I shot with it the other day, like a full advertisement shoot, so it was great.
Let's go.
I
I gotta see that thing now that you fixed it.
so nice.
So
it's
basically-
so balanced, and I tightened it even more, so like it literally there's no weight in your arms at all.
How's your core though? Just
It does.
you have
After a while,
six-pack
it
of
gets
abs?
to you. Yeah.
So here's the thing with the Steadicam. So Luke bought this Steadicam, and so usually when you buy gear, you kind of like future-proof it a little bit. So like my camera rig, 16 pounds max.
Yeah.
So I bought a 22-pound tripod just in case, got to add a wireless transmitter, monitors, like I don't know, random shotgun.
No,
mics
I don't
and
think so
everything.
because my camera setup is similar to yours, and with a monitor on it, it's still like only 18 pounds.
You think your monitor's 2 whole pounds?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I weighed the system, but
Let's say 14 pounds. So I bought a 22-pound tripod so that I can like hold. If I want to add to my camera, I can add. And Luke kind of does the opposite. You're 2 for 2 on this, where you bought a gimbal that holds 8 pounds, and then or 6 pounds maybe even.
it was not even that. I don't
Yeah, and then
think. I literally think it's like 2 or 3.
a Steadicam that only holds what, like 20 pounds, 16 pounds,
22 pounds. Max.
22 pounds. So it came with the lighter springs in it because
Yeah, there's springs for like 1 to 13 pounds and 14 to 22.
yeah. So we had to swap out and I say we because it was supposed to just be Luke, but we ended up having to teamwork it together to where we both switched the springs out of this tripod.
It's unbelievable.
And so when I do things, I'm very meticulous. I look, okay, how did it come out of the box?
Okay,
I'm going to lay it all out.
One piece of justification. There was literally no instructions at all.
Yeah, no instructions because you take it apart and you put it back together the exact same way.
I did. I just unscrewed the wrong
didn't. You
screw.
just didn't look at which way it went before.
No, I did exactly what we were supposed to do. I just unscrewed one of the wrong screws that you weren't supposed to do.
What about the O-rings?
What do you mean about
You
those?
spent about 20 minutes wondering where those things went in the thing.
Oh, I didn't even know they were supposed to go back.
Exactly.
In. So
that's my
valid.
point.
But I didn't know that the O-rings were even in there in the first place. But who sends that huge piece of technology with zero instructions?
With the weakest setup.
The only way I figured it out was through like randomly obscure YouTube videos.
Like some random like Russian dude being like, "This is how."
Yes. And he didn't even like give a great explanation. You just kind of like assumed that there was the right way to do it.
Which, dude, I keep coming across that.
Dude, honestly, we should make a YouTube video that would probably rank so high.
We need to start making tutorials for stuff that we keep finding wrong.
Yeah.
Because I own the 35-75 and the 150 series Venus lens. I was like, okay, should I get the 50? Should I get the 100? Like, what should I get next? So naturally, you start looking at reviews. Guess who I came across again?
Not the guy.
Our good old friend who said to change it to 63.5.
Unbelievable. We have to get that video removed for misinformation.
We literally, like, all the COVID misinformation about the vaccine, this is 10 times worse than that.
100%.
Like, I do know people died, but this is killing me.
It's killing valuable footage.
It is. And I literally had someone call me today and be like, hey, how do I resize my image? And I said, you listen here. I'm going to tell you how to do this correctly. And if you ever see someone tell you to do it at 63.5, you go and you report that video for bullying. Because that is what it's doing to your clients. It is single-handedly robbing you of every
all
dollar.
those pixels that you could have had.
Exactly. You're literally chopping your image in half. Like, what are we doing? Okay.
Should we take a break?
So we got to take our break. We're getting a little too heated up, and so is our camera. So we'll be back. All right, now we're back. Thank goodness.
And we're back.
Thank goodness they couldn't just hear what we were talking about. Anyways, okay, so in the quest to actually be good at our jobs, naturally we've been running. What are you doing, bro?
Oh, I wanted like a foot rest.
Bro's got to put his dogs up. Getting high maintenance over here.
Ooh, I can't lean back, so I'll get out of focus.
You already are out of focus. Gotta take your medicine. Okay, will you pass me my script? So in our quest to actually be good at our jobs, naturally, we've been making short films. And so I've actually discovered I'm pretty good at writing. I'm not bad. So basically my process is I write an outline, and then I take the outline and I turn it into a really crappy script. And then I just revise the script like 20 billion times. And then that's as far as I've gotten so far. But then now I'm making a shot list. Then we're going to film all the shots on an iPhone as a reference. And then we're going to get all of our actors, get all of our crew and everything. And I have a location actually now. And so that's what I want to get into. Is where's the line between making something so easy to shoot and having a good story? Because this script that I have in my hand right now was designed to be easy to shoot. And practically in one location. Bro. Not at all. It has like 5 locations.
Yeah.
So like, I got so far away trying to make it into a good story from what I was actually going for. Do you think that's a good thing or no? Because I
mean, I think it just depends on the size of a project. Like, if you want that to be a bigger project, which it is a bigger project, then that's fine.
But this was not designed to be a bigger project, and now it's turned into a bigger project. Which is my thing, because like when I'm writing, I don't want to limit myself. But then also I'm trying to be realistic.
I don't know. I honestly find like when I limit myself in my writing, it makes my writing better because like you have like a sandbox within to play versus when you allow it to go anywhere, it's like it doesn't. The story can be better when you put up boundaries.
I did not let this go anywhere.
No, I'm not using that as an example. I'm just saying like in general.
Because there was a lot of like parts. So this part right here, where he's disappointed, and he's sitting on the curb. I was like, what on earth could I do to make him want to get back up and go back inside and do it again? And I was thinking of some corny things, and you want to know the one thing that I was thinking of?
Huh.
He looks up and sees a bumper sticker that says "Don't give up,"
Okay, yeah. You can't do that.
and I came up with something way better than that, obviously, because I would have quit and gone to my room and cried if I had actually done that. But for those of you who have written short films, how are you successful? Like, as your first short film, I feel like the first
I
one's
don't
the
think
hardest.
anyone's first short film is successful.
Right, but like, where are they on the internet? Because I need to see them.
Oh, I'm sure we could find. Do you want me to find them? I'll when this podcast is over, I'll show you some horrible short films.
I think should we do a bonus episode sometime
Just review short films.
and
just
review
live.
short films,
Yeah.
and then we can go and bully ours.
Yeah.
Because I want my
Just
short
do like
film
a
to be.
Cody Co style video, like us in the corner, and
No, we can't just
reacts.
bully people, but
No, not like bullying. I'm saying like the style of video of reacting.
well, Cody Co's a bully.
Not anymore.
Now he's a pedophile.
Have you seen his content since he came back?
No,
It's for the best. He looks like dead inside. It's like he doesn't look at the camera anymore, and he's
dude,
like,
he should be.
Yeah.
He never paid for his actions.
I mean, yeah, he just took a break and kind of wanted it to go away.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, regardless, let's get away from that controversy. So, when you're making a short film, there's like a couple things that you have to do. One, you have to make it shootable. Two, you have to make it shootable on a budget. Those two things are enough to make it impossible.
That's like, yes, but you also feel like you just have to know people that can help you. Like, we're
No,
like,
that
we're
actually
not
is
paying
facts.
our crew. We're not going to pay our actors, probably.
I'm not paying our actors.
Um,
I will pay you in pizza and coffee
yeah,
and
kisses.
hey, yo. Morgan said, "Huh? Better not."
But like, no, I think like there's always ways to do it. Like, for example, in the short film that I'm writing, that I wrote, it's all takes place in one location, and there's one actor, and it can literally be like I want all the shots to be locked off, so like I could technically shoot all the shots by myself if I wanted to.
But here's my thing is, whenever I try and limit myself to that, I can't come up with those stories.
See,
So I sat for literally an hour the other day, actually yesterday, and it was in a break between like basically when I get off of work and when an event starts. So I sat the entire time I was shooting rehearsals. I was like, okay, what is something that I could shoot with the resources that I have right now? Like, if I went to my friends that I know would say yes right this very second, what is something I could make right now? And I came up with this. And this is actually not at all like that. Granted, I already have a location that I'm shooting at. And
4 locations.
4 locations that I've actually figured out in the course of a day. And I actually know exactly who's going to be in it. And I've already asked them to be in it. So I guess we're
think-
actually chilling. But
Yeah, I would say honestly, like the hardest thing for me and mine was I was writing an entire short film with no dialogue, and the hardest thing for that is like when you're writing it in like the script writing format, like dialogue is usually like an important piece and like splits it up to where like it's not just paragraph after paragraph. And so like when I was writing, I was like, dude, like how am I gonna break this up just on the script writing piece? And I ended up basically writing out shots that I wanted it to look like, which kind of I would write like what happens, and then like I would write the shot so that it would like look better.
does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because my past scripts have been extremely dialogue heavy. This one has an entire page of montage.
Well, I think the less dialogue in a short film, the better, because
The less dangerous. I feel like dialogue's a bomb waiting to go off.
and
of
it also like
cringe.
it can get one, like, cringe is waiting to happen, but two, like too much dialogue, it gets too confusing. Like you want your words in a short film to matter, and you want every line needs to like have a deeper meaning, like just the line. It needs to be
Exactly.
pointing towards like where the film is going.
And arguably every line needs to be a little unexpected because unexpected dialogue is good dialogue.
Yes, right. Like the
Unless you're
typical-
talking about like The Room. Well, I guess The Room has a lot of expected
but to
dialogue.
me, I don't know. Maybe it's just like what I would do in my short films. Like I would never want my dialogue to have to do with the scene. Like I would want the scene to reveal itself, if that makes sense.
Right. Like this, like all my dialogue in here has nothing to do with actually what's going on in the scene. It
Yeah,
all
it's
has
conveying
to. It's all background information or feelings that, like they're not like, oh, you idiot, you did this wrong. It's like, oh no, like this is a character trait that I think you should be fixing. Like I think that's a key to good
And
dialogue.
like a great example of like doing a short film like with no dialogue is literally, it's not even a short film, it's a full-on movie. The movie Flow that just came out, it won an Oscar.
Still haven't watched it. It's like $40 on.
It's free on Max. I can give you a Max login.
Oh yeah. Give me your Max.
But I watched it, and it is It was done all on Blender, which is crazy.
Blender.
Yeah. And
Blender.
but there's no dialogue in the whole movie, right? It's all just animals reacting, sound
Cooing.
effects. Yes. I talked about like some of the sounds in another episode that was annoying. But like the story that they're able to tell, I will also say like I watched the movie, but I stopped before the last 10 minutes because I had to go to bed or I had to just do something, and then I went back and watched the last 10 minutes by themselves.
Bro,
like,
what?
the next day, and the ending of that movie.
Why
not
would you
what
do
would
that to yourself?
It's like I forget, but there's some emergency that happened that I had to like deal with.
Oh, so you was sleepy?
Maybe.
You was sleeping, boy?
But the last 10 minutes of that movie, like I think the reason I was also fine with it is like I'm pretty sure I know like where this is going. Like I'll finish it tomorrow.
Okay.
Then I finished it. Not at all.
Well, don't tell me.
I'm not gonna say anything
Okay.
about it, but like then that's what makes a good story, right? Is like the misdirection. Like
Right.
so many times you get pulled in and you're like, oh, like I know where the story's going.
Like, so Luke just read this script that I wrote today. This is my very first draft of this script because I wrote an outline and then I took the outline, turned it into a script. So, did the climax get you? Do you know where the climax was?
Wait, when it didn't work.
When you ruined it.
Yeah, ruined it. Yeah.
Did that get you?
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna. I thought
So
it was
there
funny.
you go.
I thought it was funny. Was it supposed to be comedic or sad? 'Cause I thought it was funny.
It was kinda
I might
supposed
just
to
think
be
I'm a
funny.
photographer. Okay.
No, it was definitely supposed to be a little bit funny.
Okay.
But it's also like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, that is something so expected that you wouldn't be like,
Yeah. Well, from a photographer, like if I'm thinking like from a normal watcher that knows nothing about photography, they just be like, what?
well, here's the thing. You look at the themes of this script, and I'm trying not to reveal too much, but you look at the themes of this script because this movie will come out. This is going to be our first short film because this is so shootable. You look like bad, like, this is bad. Then, like, bro is clearly living a horrible life. So then, like, you would expect the climax to be something just so extremely dramatic, but it's actually not dramatic. It's just, like, mad inconvenient.
Yeah.
And the way he reacts to it is what makes it an interesting climax. But then, like, your falling action and resolution, this is something that I've been horrible at. And, well, granted, this is my third script ever. Well, second script ever. So, like, I shouldn't be good at it. But falling action, I would say, is the hardest part of a script.
Landing the plane.
No, landing the plane, I would say, is more resolution. Dude, bringing the plane around to land,
Slowing it down.
that is difficult because everyone and their mom wants to make their things big, dramatic, crazy, Martin Scorsese, like, I don't know. Everyone wants things to be huge. No. Like, okay, cool. Falling action, he gets up and he goes and tries again. And then resolution, it works out. You know? Like that circle, Dan Harmon's story circle. Let's pull that up because that's such a good...
Dude, Court loves this story circle thing.
Okay.
I'll let
It's
him explain.
good. No, you explain your grievances with it, and by the time you quit griping,
It's not
I'll
even
have
my
it pulled
grievance
up.
with it. I'm just like, I hate like, after I just said I like limiting myself when I'm writing, but I also like hate writing in cycles. If that
Okay,
makes
but
sense.
let's see your script.
Okay.
Is this your first draft of it?
Yeah, it's like the resolution's not 100% done, but again, it's shot by shot. But like, it's so. Well, the thing that's killing me is like I love writing novels, and like I've started like 3 novels, and like writing short film scripts for me was the worst thing ever because it doesn't allow me to like write in the style that I write and like how I use my words.
You're way too big picture for this.
So I had to break this down in the right. Like I literally limit myself like simple sentences. Like what does he do? It's like literally when you're reading it, it
that
says
is something you
the
have
lamp
to do.
turns back on. The man sweeps himself out of bed. His feet hit the ground hard, like really hard. He has mismatched socks on, and it's writing super simple sentences like that, which like the details I want to make sure they get across without being like language
telling
and
telling your actors what to do.
yeah.
Because, so, I got advice from a guy who went to Pepperdine for screenwriting, and he was like, okay, sorry, I'm yawning so much. It's 10 o'clock. He was basically like, okay, you need to write everything that happens on screen, and that's it. Don't write anything else other than everything that happens on screen.
Yeah.
Because at some point, it's like, okay, cool. You do the acting.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. You
Literally.
know? Okay, anyways, let's get into Dan Harmon's story circle. So, in a zone of comfort, they desire something. Enter an unfamiliar situation. Adapt to the situation. Get what they desired. Pay a heavy price for winning. Return to their familiar situation. They have changed overall.
See, and like
Come on, that is amazing story structure.
for like for a long story, yes, but I feel like for a short film, like no.
No, look, I literally did that.
No, I know you did, but I'm saying like
I didn't even mean to follow
saying to do
this.
that for every story though I think is wrong. Like so many times in a story you jump in and you're not in, you don't start in the place of comfort. You start like in the climax, or like you don't have to follow
Start
it
in the climax.
in short films. So yes, you might jump in and you're in the car chase, running from the police immediately. You're
That's
not
not the
starting in a
climax,
place
though.
of comfort though.
It shouldn't be the climax because
It's not the climax, but it's not a place of comfort.
Okay, I can see your point.
And it's like you don't always have to start and finish in a place. Like I don't want to end my stories. Like court ends his story and it's in a place of comfort.
Yeah.
My stories, the short film ends in like a lot of death. Like it's not a place of comfort. And like stories don't have to.
Some people
Endgame did not end in a source of comfort. It was horrible. Like
it didn't.
no, half the population died.
Yeah, but isn't that a nice resolution?
No, it's a cliffhanger waiting. You have to go finish the story later.
Endgame? You mean Infinity War?
Infinity War.
Okay,
sorry,
I was like,
sorry.
boy, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, there you go. I'm glad we're on the same page now.
Endgame did, yeah.
Okay, well maybe so when I write my outlines, I'm much more of I literally write. I mean, you saw my outline. It's exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. Like that is all I do. I write it out and I clearly break it up. And then that helps me when I go in to write a script because I'm like, okay, cool. Like how should I write this dialogue or how should I write these shots to where oh my gosh, I'm so tired. To where I know if I'm escalating or de-escalating.
Yeah,
you
no,
know
that makes sense. Like you always, you do want to like rise and fall. Like that's the story,
but that's my thing.
or fall and rise.
Like
That's all I'm saying.
fall and rise.
So I'll give you a story that falls and rises.
Lord of the Rings.
No, I'm just gonna make one up. But
That is kind of a place of comfort, though. The Shire.
the Shire, that's the ultimate place of comfort, dude.
Exactly.
He literally leaves the ultimate. That has to follow the story circle to a T. I'm sure.
A T. Exactly.
But you know what's better than Lord of the Rings?
Oh, careful.
Lord of the Beans.
Lord of the Beans, VeggieTales. Okay,
So good.
what story? Give me a story example, because I need to know how your brain works.
Okay.
Because you gotta admit, I've turned out two
So
bangers.
we start out. I'm just giving you like an opposite story circle. We start out, we're like in a car being chased by the cops. Boom, boom, boom. We're running away. We're talking, whatever. We crashed. Boom. Guy gets arrested, and then that's like the climax is when they actually get arrested, and then it gets like put in the electric chair and dies.
Okay, that sounds like hell on earth for a viewer. Where are they gonna breathe? Where are they gonna relax?
It's a short film. It's not a whole like you don't get to breathe.
Where does the story take place? There's no change in like. I feel like this.
That was it's like a 30 seconds off the top of my head example. You can't analyze the entire story.
Well, allow me, because here's my thing: when you're doing any story, the growth is in the part where you're like, okay, now what? You know?
And like I agree with you on a cinematic movie. Like I agree with you.
Shouldn't
but I'm just saying in a short film, no. Like I don't think a short film has to have like have every element. I think you can pick one. I think you could within a short film. I feel like you could literally do, like, you don't even need rising action, falling action. You could literally go like intro, climax, resolution. It's like fast. It's done. You know.
And you're gonna know who your people are.
You don't always have to like. I don't think the background matters in short films as much. And again, it depends on the story and how you're writing it. I'm just saying for like every time it doesn't.
Okay, well maybe that's why my projects are so big and long, because I think this thing's 8 pages already. And I haven't even
Well, I'm just gonna give an example. So I'm just gonna read you word for word because it's a 1 page of like this short film right here, and like they gives you backstory without giving you backstory. You know, so a man lies in bed in a dimly lit room. He reaches for a lamp and pulls the cord to turn it off. Darkness. Moonbeams pour in through the top window. The room is revealed in detail. A humidifier glows blue and releases water particles into the air. Dust settles on a rack of guitars. All the picture frames in the room are flipped upside down. The lamp turns back on. The man sweeps himself out of bed. His feet hit the ground hard, like really hard. He has mismatched socks on. He walks to the door, where he stops to pick up one of the picture frames. It's a photo of blank. He puts the photo back face down, turns the lamp off again before collapsing onto the bed. He's in pain. He breathes heavily. The moonbeams continue to pour in through the room. His monitor turns on. Flashes of light from the monitor fill the room as we hear Laughter of a Girl. Moments in time playing across the screen. We hear the guitar play with the two of them singing as it now sits with dust in the corner. Lamp turns on again. His feet hit the ground once more. Hard. He picks up the photo before gathering the rest of the photos from around the room. He gathers the items from around the room, a hairbrush, a t-shirt, concert tickets, etc. He places it all in a medium red cardboard box. And then that's where he's going to go. He's going to burn it all. But like,
I don't see any story there. I just
There's
see,
so much there because you see, like, you without me saying anything, you can realize, oh, he lost someone that he loved. That was important to him.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Obviously, like,
How-
you infer it.
Bro, the average
All of the
viewer-
pictures are flipped upside down, and then it's so obvious.
What do you mean by that? Oh, flip down.
Yes, they're all flipped over.
I thought you meant like they were literally hanging upside
No,
down on
no,
the
no,
wall.
there's
I was like, oh, okay. I don't know, man.
And then he gathers it all, like, it's like, and it's with no dialogue, you like can see the story within it. And obviously, like, that's gonna be done through like shots and like more detail in the camera work, and that you can't always like fit into the script. But like, that's more of like what I like doing versus like story. You know, like
That's what I do.
let the reader like imagine, or the viewer imagine. They don't have to know everything. You know, like leave
Yeah.
room for them to like assume.
See, I don't leave any room for interpretation, except for actually my dialogue does leave room for interpretation, because that's what good dialogue does, from what I've learned in my limited knowledge. But my endings,
But like even like what you have like with the kind of cameras and the soda, like those are the details like that tells a bigger story than like the script is telling, you know? Like the fact that it's an old expired soda.
yeah, because the parents can't provide for him.
Exactly. And like when he has Mitch Mac socks on, that's a detail like you instantly can tell more about him, like, oh, he obviously not taking care of himself. Like he doesn't care.
Bro, literally every woman in America wears Mitch Mac socks.
Woman, it's no. Like you're missing the entire point.
Okay, whatever.
If you have two pairs of dress socks on and they're completely mismatched, like very obvious.
Nah, all right. You win. Okay, but here's my thing here. So, like, I constantly get criticized for my endings. I've only showed my scripts to a few people, and they're always like, okay, well, what if he did this? Because I like happy endings in my story, because I think dramatic endings are cringy. When it comes to...
you just have to do them well.
No, I can't, though. I know for a fact I will not do a dramatic ending well, because it's my first short film.
You think your
No,
whole
because,
life?
yes, I think I'm horrible at this.
No way. You totally like. You just have to narrowly avoid the cringe.
Well,
It's
so
a,
here's
it's a
the thing.
tightrope.
Returning, like, I want my people to be good characters. I want my bad characters to be bad characters. And so, therefore, at the end of the story,
No
my good...
tragic heroes.
No, I can't do that. I'm not Shakespeare. This is my second script ever. Like, I feel like I need to take small bites. My dad used to always say, everyone says this, everyone should know this, how do you eat an elephant? You've never heard this?
You don't.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Have you heard that? Okay, there you go. And now every time I'm thinking of something, so like these literally max out my brain power so much that it's hard to even write dialogue sometime, because
Really?
I'm so tired.
Dude, okay, I honestly think for me, like, it's the opposite. Well, okay, I agree. At first it was, and then I realized what I needed to do to write. So writing is one of my favorite things to do, like, on the planet. Like, if I want to, like, relax my brain, I'll just turn on, like, instrumental writing music and just write a story.
Oh my gosh. Mine is like, once I get my brain going, it's kind of like, okay, fine. Like, we're good. We're on a roll. Dude, getting that to that point, though, near impossible.
I'm, like, literally, like, when I got a tattoo, I was like, what do I want to get? And I was like, do I want to get a camera? No, because I might not always take Pictures for my whole life, but, like, I'll always be telling stories, and so I chose to get, like, a little acrylic ink bottle, which is something. But, like, I don't know, like, writing, and, like, even in school, like, writing something, like, I was always, like, you know, in English, like, you're just, like, good. Like, your papers are always, like,
No.
oh.
That's just because we went to a really good school.
Yeah, well, no, not
My
even,
papers were awful.
no, but, like, I don't know, like, since I was in 5th grade, like, all of my English teachers were, like, I don't know, writing's, like, literally one of my favorite things to do.
I can write poetry, actually. That's the only thing I'm good at.
I cannot do that.
So, here's my thing. I feel like because... So, you are jumping to rules to break rules but, like, we don't know the rules. So therefore, I'm sticking to the
that's what I'm
rules.
saying is, like, with writing, they're, like, I can know, be like, always be like, oh, like, there's rules. Like, no, there's not. When J.K. Rowling...
What about photography?
Listen to me.
You need to cover the
yes,
rules.
there's rules, but also, like, no, there's not. Like, when J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, that was her first series ever, and she was just starting to write. Like, if you're a good writer, you're a good writer.
Okay, but bro
rules
also
or no
named her
rules.
characters, like, freaking Redhead
And it's the most
Georgie.
successful franchise of all time. Like,
yeah, cool.
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get, like, when people are like, oh, like, you need to be, like, doing this for a long time to be good. Like, no, you don't. Like, sometimes you have the talent. If you're good, you're good. You know, if you're not, you're not.
Yeah, and she's
And, like,
one
yes,
of a
there's skills
billion,
that you can
and I
work
know
on.
for a fact I'm not good at this.
I don't, you know, but, like, there's naturals, like, talents and steps that you can tell, like, if you're good at. And obviously, like, there's some things you can develop. But, like, I don't think the best writers, I don't think went to writing school.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that
Because
for
once you
pretty
go to
much
writing school, you're like,
everything.
oh, I need everything to look like this and this and this, and you're just copying a pattern, and there's nothing's original anymore. Like that's how stories die. That's how
Do you think
creativity
this
dies.
is original?
No, I thought that was good.
Guess what I copied off Google? I copied the story structure format for all my outlines.
No, it is very structured and structured, and that's not
Yeah.
a bad thing. But
Yeah, that's literally the only way I can write, because I'm like, and granted, there's a lot of leniency within that. Like, also, me and Luke don't hate each other. We just love debating.
yeah,
I feel like
that's also what makes the podcast interesting.
it does. It does make it way better. But at the end of the day, we're both helping each other make our short films,
Yeah,
no
like,
matter how bad they are.
He's gonna have to hold the camera, so
Exactly. That's why I wrote. Let's see.
But I think that'll be very interesting for us though, because like it'll
Yeah.
probably be very obvious when it first our short films which one of us wrote it and which one of us like helped like direct stuff.
yeah,
you
I
know?
think it'll be extremely obvious. My whole thing is like, am I a good enough director to pull this out of the people that I have? Because
that's my scariest thing. Is like my pet peeve in short films is bad acting, and I personally
don't
don't
know
know
if-
anyone that I trust to act in. Like
I
I
don't
know you know
either.
more people than I do they can do it. But
that's why I write hardened characters who have been hardened by their past or are hardened by their circumstances, because that's why the actors that I'm picking are less, they almost have a jaded look to them. So like that's why I'm not picking any of my friends who are actors, because they all grew up in this like very affluent, like happy-go-lucky kind of state of life. And so they have this like natural gleam in their eye. No, that's not what I need. So I'm
Yeah.
writing stories that have the exact opposite effect of that, so that I can get someone who's a bad actor, but his hat has that look, and I can pull it out of them.
yeah,
Which I think that's the one thing that I have right. Because like I keep trying to write stuff that is easy to shoot. No, I can't do it. But
yeah.
you know what I can do? I can find an actor for this.
I will say like I think through this process what we're gonna realize is like we're gonna find things that we like doing. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love like scene development, like lighting and like
Yeah.
steam, and like how are we setting the scene, setting the mood, and like creating like the actual scene is something that I'm really excited to get into,
Right.
because that's one of the things that I love doing. And like versus like maybe like you'll like love writing even more.
Well, my thing is like I pull a lot of aspects from my life. Like all these things like here, like in this paragraph, like this. Like all these things are just things from my life that I'm like, okay, cool. Like it's so relatable.
Yeah.
Like I feel like every single person can relate with this paragraph right here, where like you get to the bottom of whatever you have and you're like, crap, okay, that's it.
Yep.
You know? So not to give anything away.
All right. Well, we've got like 5
Yeah,
minutes,
we gotta
we've
wrap it
got to
up.
get a little bit of clickbait here.
Clickbaiting. Yay.
Okay, so if you were
I saw something that made me really upset today, actually.
what?
This guy, he made a YouTube video, and it was like, bro was trying to be way too artsy with it, which is fine, because, like, he did really good job on the visuals and everything. And honestly, his script was pretty fire. But he made this video about the GFX 100 RF, which is the food.
Sorry, there's a lava lamp behind you, and like I'm curious if it's worked the whole time. I have to like go back in the footage and see. Surely it's been going up and down.
Slowly. It's making a big blob right now.
Yeah.
Okay, back to my point, because you wanted a
Yeah,
clickbait, so I got to
need
give you
some
a
good
start
ones,
to
yeah.
finish. So this guy on YouTube made a video about the GFX 100 RF, which is a Fujifilm camera that came out the other day. And he was like, he was trying to be way too artsy with it. Granted, he was successful because his visuals were amazing, his script was pretty good, his voiceover was quality. Like, everything about it was generally pretty engaging. I watched the whole video. But his whole thing was like, oh, it's a paradox in and of itself, because you're given a 28mm f4 lens, which is extremely limiting. And then, did you know it has an aspect ratio dial on it?
No.
So you need to look this up. Yeah, I'll actually send you the guy's video, because it is a good video, but I do have some complaints with it. So basically, the aspect ratio dial, bro, you gotta stop looking at the lava lamp. The aspect ratio dial forces you, womp womp, to pick your aspect ratio as you do the shot. So basically, the camera in itself is designed to slow you down, make it more difficult so that you focus on your shots that you're getting. But then his paradox within that was it's 100 megapixels, so therefore you can crop it to wherever you want. That is my biggest pet peeve when people say, "Oh, well, it's 100 megapixels, so I can just crop it." Dude, it's still 40. It's still a 28 millimeter lens.
Yeah.
You're gonna have no compression, no depth, no back of field. Like even on a medium format sensor, you get nothing in the background.
No, yeah, 100%.
But
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, why on earth would you shoot?
It depends on what you're doing it for. Like, I get it. If it's for a YouTube video, quality really isn't that important.
No, but this is a photo camera.
Oh, okay. I see
So
what
like,
you're saying.
what on earth are we doing if we're shooting at 28 millimeters and cropping in to pretend it?
It's going.
Bro,
Sorry.
to pretend it's like you asked for clickbait.
I'll
giving
fix
you
it. I'll
clickbait.
fix it in the reels.
Whatever. Okay. What on earth are we doing if we're shooting on a 28 millimeter lens and then cropping it to look like 100 millimeters?
Yeah, no, I agree. But I will say,
Did you even pay attention to the lick of what I just said?
yeah, and I'm gonna listen to it again when I make a reel.
Womp womp.
That was really gross.
That was disgusting. I have been low key picking my nose this whole podcast. I've been like scratching it.
One guy said that he commented and he said that we should listen to our haters.
Yeah, no, we should.
I don't know what he's talking about though.
Unless they're Sony users.
Like what does that even mean?
Listen to our haters?
Yeah, I just told him to listen to his parents.
Tough. He probably still does live with them.
That's what I was saying.
Good thing we both
He's
do
probably
too.
like 9.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Like, we get a lot of comments that are like, "Oh, yeah, your white balance is off," or "Oh, yeah, your lighting sucks." We know.
To
Our
which I
lights turn us
respond,
green, dude.
And I don't see like someone like people are like, oh my god. The most comment we
We
get
have
all the
30
time is like
seconds
they
left.
should have a limit for or a restriction on who can make podcasts. So I'm like, okay, I don't see you making a podcast. I don't see you doing
Yeah.
making any content.
It is always the people who have, like, no profile picture, no posts, and a private account with 0 likes that,
And it's like, where do you think anyone starts? Like, okay,
yeah. You
Get-
have to
get out and
climb.
grind.
You have to climb the cringe mountain before you can descend into.
it's weird being back on Cringe Mountain.
We are climbing
Yeah.
cringe mountain.
Hey,
Currently.
we're climbing. We're climbing.
And you know what this is gonna be? Cringe mountain right here, bro.
That's the base. That's base
This,
camp. Dude.
this is base camp of Cringe Mountain. That is what writing short films is. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for today because we have literally like 10 seconds left. So we will see you guys later. Peace.